Good morning, YouTube. Well, I had a great night last night, and I don't know if I had some weird manifestation error, like when I decided I wanted a cat and come up my mind, which kind of ended up with 4. Yeah, part of me is like, I don't want to go to my 10 a.m. meeting. And maybe that resulted in my dog sniffing a skunk this morning at like 5:30. Because now, well, I'm coming back driving the same route I drove last night, so if you watch that video for me driving home in the dark, you'll not get to see it in the light. But yeah, I didn't have hydrogen peroxide in the house. I probably had Dawn. I checked my baking soda and it is reacting, even though it's like a year old, which is why I'm always skeptical about sell-by, use-by dates, because I'm like, no, it's still bubbling. It's all good. And on the plus side, because I wanted to do this outbound, I thought about it, and then I'm like, you know what, you probably shouldn't. And it turns out to be a good thing that I didn't, because, oh, and you're going to see the other side of the road. I guess that's a plus. I ended up behind, as soon as I got to like the town part, where it was like a dirt road, not a trail, not a seasonal road, I encountered this very slow-moving truck, which I'm like, we're on a dirt road, for gosh sakes. And I tried to pass him, but then he decided to road hog, and then he was like, oh, I'll let you pass me, but after that point, I was already like, I'll just turn behind you. Until we get to pavement. And he was cool once we hit the pavement. He jammed it once we hit the pavement, so I'm like, okay, yeah, you don't drive like me. I drive very slow everywhere, regardless of conditions. But yeah, my dog. It's funny because I've had hounds like my whole life. Well, yeah, my whole life. Even the last one we had was part hound. And this is my first non-hound, which is great because the dog actually listens to me. But it's a huge minus because I'm used to hound behavior. Like a good example was if a bat? I think it was a bat. Yeah, it was a bat, because we haven't had a bird in our house in a long time. A bat came in the house shortly after we adopted Quinn, and she just like stood there watching it fly around, which was just the most amazing thing to me, because again, I've always had like hounds of some kind, so it's like, we're not hunting it, we're not trying to trap it and get it. It's like, no, I'm a Great Dane, I'm just gonna sit here and watch it, because that's the kind of beast that I am. So yeah, it was like, you are no help, dog. You are no help at all. I miss my hounds, but I don't miss the fact that like hounds are really, really hard to get to call off when they're in the mood to go chase something. Yeah, hounds I've had are like dachshunds and basset hounds and crossovers from the shelter. And yeah, basset hounds especially, they're well known for that, but yeah, they don't care. They're on a scent. I remember a good time chasing our basset hound Brecca across like 2 neighbors' properties. Yeah, because she crossed all the way over the first one and then went halfway into like the 2-acre yard of like the next one while I'm like chasing her across backyards. And it was kind of suburbia. The neighbor that like I trapped her in with the giant property for down there. Yeah, that was a big front lawn, but the other neighbor, like I was going through their back lawn and like, you know, yelling at him like, sorry, my dog is being stupid. It has found something it wants to chase. And it is chasing it real good. I miss that neighbor. Eric was great. I don't think Eric will ever see this, but Eric, we used to live in down where I used to live, next door to the new neighbors. I hope you're doing well. Because the other messed up thing, and this is why I'm not connecting like my YouTube account to my Facebook account. You know, people have asked, it's right up there with like, why do you have a fake name on Facebook? Like, oh, unless certain family members come track me down, that's mostly it. Family and high school people. Because I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm glad you feel bad about the stuff you did to me, but you don't need to talk to me about it. I'm good. No, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, the neighbor. So we have 2 neighbors, and one is like a family-owned cabin sort of a deal. So they're there, but they're like not there, not living there. And then we have the other neighbor who does live there, and they recently went through a divorce, and it was kind of messy. We didn't really like, get asked to choose sides or anything. But anyway, she got the house, and that's fine. But it's been real weird since that's happened, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. I don't know what I did. Maybe she's mad that my dog is pooping on her lawn, and I haven't gone out to scoop poops because it's been rainy. If that's the case, seriously, just text me, be like, bitch, Scooby Dog's poops. Alright, here comes the big pedal. So, let's do that. Splash is fun, splashing fun. Forded over the stream. And for those who are wondering, yes, we are still in two-wheel drive. It's blinking like crazy. Skid control, skid control, skid control. You are skidding. Thank you, Toyota. Thank you for telling me I am skidding. Again, I did this around the outbound, so I know it's doable. And the only thing I saw was a black squirrel this time, so I don't know. And I went to Woodville yesterday or the day before. I ended up seeing a bunch of, what do you call them? Oh, turkeys. I had to stop for a turkey flock to finish crossing. So it's like, all right, ladies, we all know you want to be on the other side, so let's make that happen. But yeah, my neighbor, since I got divorced, it's been kind of odd. And I mentioned that, solely because part of me is wondering if my dog got sprayed by a skunk or if they did some odd hippie thing where they decided to just put up deterrent spray on their lawn. Because again, my dog is a Great Dane, makes big poops, and I just tell my neighbors, like, just tell me, you know. It's not my favorite chore, so I don't do it as much as I probably should. And they're also they have always been very much like, I teach my dog to poop in the woods. Why can't you teach your dogs to poop in the woods? And it's like, because I get my dogs at 10 months and not when they're little. So, they poop or they poop. I don't know why 10 months is the magical number, but it seems to be our magical number. Anyway, I'm mentioning the neighbor mostly because, like, I swear I saw her new boyfriend at the grocery store I just got out of. And he walked, like, right past me. I was behind him and I, like, said, hey! And he just, like, proceeded to ignore me. And then I saw him again when I was checking out. Excuse me, Ford in another pond. Ooh, 40 Ford. 40 Ford. And I saw him, like, as I was leaving, and he didn't really make eye contact with me or anything. I kind of saw, like, a corner of the eye sort of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's you. I haven't seen you in, like, a minute. Other than from afar, you know, looking at you from inside my house. And yes, I'm weird. I stare at my neighbors when they're out on their lawn. You can stare at me when I'm out on my lawn. I figure you do too. Then they've been putting up a greenhouse for some other reason. I'm like, did you put up, like, scent deterrent traps? And if so, that's kind of a dick thing to do without telling me. I mean, I get it, but still. Alright, here's the slippery section because we got all the sand. But yeah, the last couple times I've, like, stopped by their house to ask for something, like, you know, a couple sugar type requests. I've heard them, like, scuttling around inside and not answering the door. And it's getting real weird. Like, they did that, like, twice in a row, and I'm like, okay, what did I do to you lately? That's made you be like, we don't even want to interact with you now. And so this, like, getting snubbed at the grocery store is just like, okay. I mean, well, I was going to say a political belief sniffer, but not even that. Like, you know, we're not, I don't know. We have a lot in alignment because we're both environmentalists, but it's interesting when you look at certain reasons for being an environmentalist. And, you know, admittedly, she fell out of love with Bernie, which is fair. But, yeah. We agree on a lot of stuff, disagree on other stuff. Thought she was friendly. I don't know what I did. Maybe someday I'll find out. That's the downside of being, like, neurodivergent, too. You're like, what did I do? And then you'll just sit around and, like, meditate on it for hours. And you're like, what conversation did we have? That was the breaking point. Either that, I don't know. Again, I think it's probably the dog poop, because we had a whole thing about, like, oh, your dog wants to play with my dog, because she's got a boy dog that she got fixed. And my dog's not fixed. And, you know, I just assumed the boy dog's out. I can let mine out, but she's been, like, pulling the boy dog in. So it's been kind of like, okay, what's up with that? So I've been trying, like, not to let my dog out. My dog looks at me like, that's my boyfriend. I want to go hang out with him. And I'm like, I'm sorry. His mom is being weird. I don't know why. Anyway, my Great Dane came back in and had, like, this oily stuff all on her back. It didn't get her bad, like, in her eyes or anything, I don't think. But holy hecuba does it reek. I've never smelled skunk up close, so I can't compare it to anything. But what you got on her does not smell good. And I'm hoping it's mild enough, because I did burn, like, a bunch of incense this morning to basically not vomit in my own house. I'm hoping it's mild enough that, like, one of these fun hydrogen peroxide treatments will do it. thing I'm concerned about is like trying to keep her still for 5 minutes. I don't know, you ever tried to keep a Great Dane still for any period of time, bathing, letting flea shampoo sink in, what have you? Yeah. It's a challenge. It's very much a challenge, because I'm like, you're gonna have to help me with this. Because it's a two-person effort to keep that dog from getting out of the tub and like whipping herself around. And that's another reason why I'm like, maybe it's part of the manifestation, because you're like, dude, I need to take a shower. And then the dog comes in smelling like this. I'm like, and now all my plans for Thursday have been sidelined. But I still have my one free person day. So I'm like, if anything requires a personal day, my dog got Skunk is probably the best answer. Anyway, here we're at home.